And we're live. How about that? Oh, yeah. Hello, everybody. You're on the Buyers and Sellers Show. This is the pre-show. That's what you're watching. And what we're doing is we're just getting everybody in. I'm Jay Skinner, and today is a big day. We're going to have National Speakers Association Hall of Famer, Mr. Terry Brock here, talking about useful AI, artificial intelligence. It's going to be fun because we're all hearing about it. We're all seeing about it, going to the things. We'll give you something you can work with. Give everybody a chance to get on. We start every Friday morning at 10:35 a.m. Hey, everybody. People are starting to get on. I like it. I see some comments. How fun is that? I gotta say, I like those blues, fast and slow. And we're live. Hey, I'm Jay Skinner. You're on the Buyers and Sellers Show. This is great. I'm so glad you all are coming. You're all here already. I already see some comments, lots of people getting on board. And this is going to be a great show. And we're going to have a friend of mine that's really a legend and someone that you're going to love. You already know because you saw the pre-promotion. But right now we're going to bring on my friend, Mr. Terry Brock. Terry,
Well, hello.
how you doing?
I am doing just right, Jay. It is wonderful to be with you today. Looking forward to making some magic here.
Gonna make some magic. And it's like we got people already coming on board. There we go. Sultan says hi. He's a designer and video editor work.
Ooh,
Well, you
cool.
came to the right spot, Sultan. So glad you're here. And while you people are kind of looking around, look at starkravingentrepreneurs.com if you want to know where to get a hold of Terry. We're going to be bringing you back to this because as we get into this, you're going to love talking to Terry. And you're going to want to know how to get in touch with them. So Stark Raving Entrepreneurs. Now memorize it. Stark Raving Entrepreneurs. Memorize it. Yep, I got it. It's going to be great. So Terry, here we are. If there's anybody here that doesn't know you very well, I can't imagine, but if that's the case, I'm just going to put all this stuff up on the board. Oh my gosh, Terry, you've done everything. Look at you. Hall of Famer, TEDx speaker, certified speaking professional. I just keep going. We go and we go. You are one of the. Were you there at the very beginning of the National Speakers Association? I don't know.
No, I was not. I joined in '88 at the invitation of Jim Cathcart, one of your friends, one of our mutual friends, wonderful man who has helped a lot. But I found out about it and got into that, and it's really helped me both personally and professionally.
Yeah, and Jim Cathcart introduced us. That's great.
Yes.
Now, we talk about the Speaker Hall of Fame. Talk about what that's about and what you earned and how that works.
Well, it's an honor to receive that, and I was just delighted and overwhelmed when it came, but it was because people saw the kind of work that I did and how you handle yourself on the stage and what you do and how you're speaking and the presence that you have. So they select 5 people a year, to a maximum of 5, and are able to talk about here's what it means to be a professional, what it means to speak and get the message across. And I find I'm just beginning, Jay. I've been doing this for 40 years, and I feel that I'm off to a good start and got a long way to go and want to keep learning all the time. You and I, very much alike, both a bunch of Midwestern boys from the idea
You're
of
Michigan, I'm Indiana.
yeah, exactly. And
That's
so I think it's the idea of you just continually improve and try to get better all the time.
So let's talk a little bit about your company here, because I want people, as when we get right into what you're going to show, which will be 2 things. One is how to use the AI to develop a marketing plan, and then also how to use generative AI to develop some pictures that people can use. Um, Folks are going to want to get a hold of you because this is a continually growing thing. Uh, Tell us about this.
Stark Raving Entrepreneurs, that's
I
my
call this.
partner.
Hello.
Yeah, there she is. She's the one, the good-looking one on the left there, Gina Carr, my partner, my fiance, and we've been working at this for many years. Came up with the idea when we were it was several years ago. We were in Philadelphia at a conference, and I was talking to someone on the phone. She was over there in the other room. It was kind of like between afternoon sessions and the evening sessions we were going to. And I was talking to someone, just said, "Well, I'm a stark raving entrepreneur." Just came up with that idea, and Gina, very smart, she jumped over real quick and went over to GoDaddy and reserved the .com of that. And it was very nice. We didn't use it for a while, but we realized that's what we want to do. We want to help people to realize the freedom that they can have being an entrepreneur, doing your own thing. And so we underpin that with the philosophy that's very important: live and let live. And Jay, I just feel our world would be a whole lot better if more people practice that. The idea of you do whatever you want to do, anything, use your imagination, as long as you take responsibility for what you do and you do not harm another. Can't harm someone else. You don't hurt them. You don't take their stuff. Live peacefully. We also call that the NAP, the non-aggression principle. The idea of live life, enjoy it, live and let live. If somebody does something you look at and go, ooh, that's kind of weird and goofy. Yeah, it is. But question, are they harming anyone? If they're harming anyone, I'm against it. If they're not harming anyone, even if I look at it and go, it's goofy, well, okay, we're going to let them do that. And I think around the idea of being an entrepreneur is you get out there and create value in the world and really help others to grow and be who they want to be as well.
So one of the things that's part of this, and I'm jumping into all the cool, good stuff at the beginning before we get into the teaching, is this right here, that you're offering something to people to get on board. And tell us about what this is going to generate for them, what they can get if they go to this.
Yeah, this is something we put together to clear up a lot of the confusion. A lot of the, yeah, but what about, and what is that? And oh my goodness, what am I going to do? We put together a program. It's actually a series of sites that you can see called AI Tools for Biz. Notice it's the number 4. And that's all in lowercase, AI Tools for BIZ, and you get a free guide on how to use some of these, what tools are available and what you can do. And the nice thing about it, Jay, is because it's online, we continually add to it. We're continually saying, oh, here's a new one that just came out that's real good. It's something that, Jay, remember years ago when we had to print up these things called, let me think, what were they called? Books. Yeah, paper books.
Yeah. Paper
and we had
books.
to do that with VHS tapes and all that. Well, it's a different world today, and that's okay. But what we want to do is with this, give people the tools they need so they can use it for business. When I went to business school, they told us that making a profit was a good idea. So I figured, okay, those profs were on the right track, and we're going to make sure that we can show you how to do it with AI, even though the geek in me likes to just geek out on all the things that are available. And there's a bunch. And I think we've got like 16 hours for this discussion. Is that right, Jay?
Yeah,
16
that's
hours to go?
kind of like that.
Kind of like that. Yeah, we can put it all together.
Here we go, everybody. We're taking off. Everybody, hold on. Here's the good news. If you're not taking notes, or if you are, it doesn't make any difference. What's important is that you can go back and watch this over and over again. And we're trying to give you something that's substantive. And many of you will get to the end of this and you'll actually be able to pick up and do what Terry's teaching right now. Terry, talk about modern day sales and marketing, and we're going to roll right into developing a marketing plan.
Yeah, exactly. I noticed you got that on there. I appreciate you doing that, Jay. The modern day sales marketing and water pump, because today the concept of that is real. You and I were talking about someone that is a wonderful man. He's no longer with us, but we still love and adore Zig Ziglar. Zig was in the Speaker Hall of Fame, and I got a chance to know him there and work with him. But he would come out on the stage. This was back, I remember, saw him first in the 70s. He had the old-fashioned water pump, although it wasn't old-fashioned at that time. And he would say, people jump on there and they try to pump, and they're not getting any water. Well, those of you that are of a certain age, we'll say it that way, of a certain age, you know, you had to always take that wonderful can that someone before you left there, filled with some water, you pour that in and you prime the pump. You put something in first, and then the pump will come out and start pumping water for you. So you get the water you need, and you always remember, rule of the road was you take that can or bucket or whatever it is, and you fill it with water and leave it for the next person down the road. And I think that principle is important. Zig would talk about that. And I think that's what we want to do today, is make sure that you're constantly getting better, but also thinking in terms of how you can help people farther on down the road.
Here we go. We're going to put your screen up. And how do we develop a marketing plan using artificial intelligence? Here we go.
Yes, indeed. Well, I think this is one way to do it. There's several things you can do. And right now we've got some wonderful tools out there in the world that give you the ability to put this together. A lot of people are familiar with ChatGPT. This is a tool that is great. We use it almost every day. A great little tool. One that I like just a little bit better than that does similar things, is called Perplexity. You might want to write that down. That's Perplexity, PERPLEXITY.ai. Perplexity.ai. It does similar things, but it does even more. So let's say, for instance, you wanted to get a marketing plan, and you're, let's say, for example, a manufacturer. And why not say in the Midwest? Because Jay and I can relate to that. Let's say with that, what I might do is look at what is a good marketing plan. So I would first of all start by asking something like this: what are the key essentials we need for a marketing plan today? So I would put that in there. And the reason I'm using Perplexity, when I say today, it's right now, versus ChatGPT that comes up to October of 2021. Actually, September 2021 is the last. But I'm going to do this. Now look at this, Jay. Look how fast I put this in, and boom, there it is. It's giving me the essentials of what I need. It's telling me, well, you need your market research, your business goals and strategy, your target audience, your marketing tactics, your budget and resources, metrics and measurement, competitive analysis, implementation and timeline, evaluation, adaptation, communication, and collaboration. Well, hey, that is really what you need. And you might know some of those, you might know all of them, but you might forget one or two. And Perplexity gives you that. And here's what it does also. Look at this, Jay. This is amazing. If I want to see some of that, I can say, oh my, I like what it says here. And it's got the actual sources. This is critical, because when it comes to using AI, sometimes it's not giving you the right answer.
Mm-hmm.
People have said, hey, we went to ChatGPT, and when we went there, it gave us wrong answers. Yeah, it does, because think about it. Jay, a couple of years ago, roll it back before AI got really huge in our world, you and I would look at each other and go, well, hey, it must be true because I got it on the internet. Ha, ha, ha. And we knew, okay, it wasn't necessarily that way, because it could be wrong. Well, guess where ChatGPT is getting its information? The internet. So it's the same thing, but you see what Perplexity does? Mm-hmm. This comes back and say, oh, here's the source for that. So if I want to say, oh, what is this one right here? Well, let's see, here's one from, I have no idea what this is. It's called Faster Capital. I'm just going to click on that, and it takes me over there. It's supposed to take us to that. We'll see if the internet is working here. And it jumps over to that when the time is right. It will do it. And I'm going to come back here and rather than take times, but what it will do, this is good because it gives you the actual resource of what is going on, where it got the information. Let me try another one here and just see if this one might be working here. The Zen for Business, here we go. I jump on this and it goes, a marketing plan, 10 components you should include in your marketing plan. Hey, you're putting together a marketing. This is a good piece of information to know. It's showing you what to do, how to do it, and your pricing, positioning, branding, all of that, budget, marketing goals, the information that you're going to need to make this work. And then look at this, Jay, this is even better. When it gets done, it says, oh, here are some related prompts that you might want to ask. We don't get that with ChatGPT. It says how to conduct market research for a marketing plan. So I'm putting together my marketing plan. I need to do research. How do I do it? Well, it just gave me this. I'm going to click on that and look what happens here. It comes up and says, well, marketing research is a crucial component of the plan. Here are some steps to conduct market research for a marketing plan. And my MBA was in marketing, so I'm looking at this going, okay, yeah, they're on the right target here, right on the track here. Find the research objectives, identify your target audience, choose your research methods, collect good data, et cetera, et cetera. And then it says, oh, if you want to continue on from that, where are some examples of good market research methods? So the key is, you see what this is doing, it's giving you what you need to make that business marketing plan come together. So you can start doing that. And then on top of that, here's something I would like to do, is I need to do, let's say, an email marketing campaign. Give me titles to use for an email marketing plan for a small, spell it right, for a small, how about it, Jay, I'm having a trouble with my keyboard here. The keyboard's acting up on me here today. For a small manufacturing plant, putting out, oh, let's say plastic pellets. Oh, that might be an idea in
Pallets.
the Midwest.
Like pallets?
Or like pallets, you know, they're similar.
Pallets.
If you have pellets, those would be good for putting in your gun, but the pallets are even better for the manufacturing.
Plastic pallets.
I did that just to see if you were paying attention, Jay.
On the plasticpalletguy.com.
Exactly. And see, look at this. Here are some tools that I can use, some titles I could put in there, 10 of them that would make sense for an email marketing campaign to reach my target market. And Jay, you're the expert here on this, introducing our durable and sustainable plastic pallets, perfect for your business needs. Is that acceptable? Is that reasonable?
Great
okay.
one.
Yeah, sure. Get more value for your money with our high quality plastic pallets. Yeah. Sustainable and cost effective. I mean, all of these are really good. So the whole idea is I'm building this marketing plan by using Perplexity here. You could also use ChatGPT. I tend to like Perplexity because it's more up to date. And
so
we want to make
sure. I have a question about that.
Please.
And I'm going to pop this out for a minute and we'll put it back in. So you talked about the timing, like the time frame that ChatGPT, that the information in there stopped at a certain time.
Yes, September 2021.
Okay. And now it's today. But then we have this thing called Perplexity that's more up to date, but it's doing the same stuff. It has everything ChatGPT has in it, except for more.
It's got a whole lot. There's some differences, and that's why we like to use the two of them. We find that ChatGPT does have the plugins, which are very nice, and that gives you some extra features there too. But with this is giving me the information I need for today. Particularly. Now with some extra plugins, some add-ins, you can do some of that with ChatGPT too. I just tend to like the speed and then the added questions. And then when it cites the sources, I could stand up and say anything in the world that, hey, this will work for marketing. It's even better when you can click on a link and you can see, oh, this was published in the Wall Street Journal, Forbes Magazine, Business Week, Harvard Business Review, whatever it might be. And I can see the person that did that. How are they substantiating that? What are the evidence that they bring? What are the data points that they bring? All of that is right there. And Perplexity gives me that. I would recommend for those of you that are watching this and listening to this right now, use both. It's not either or. It's both and. I learned in journalism, my undergrad degree was radio, TV, and newspaper. And in journalism, we learned you always want to have 3 non-corroborating sources for something, because one person can say it and you go, okay. And if I said, well, Bob Johnson said da 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 da, I'm making up Bob Johnson. It's theoretical here. that said da 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 da, I can look at that and go, it must be true. Well, Bob Johnson either might be wrong, or could be telling us a little fib or something like that that's not quite true. But if I hear Bob and Sally Jones say it, well, that means a little bit more. And then I get a third person. If Burt Reynolds is telling me that, well, Burt was pretty good. He was a good actor. Maybe he knows what he's talking about. I can put all three of them together. It still doesn't mean it's absolutely true, but having three different sources is good. I like it here. I'm using ChatGPT. I also get to use Perplexity, and I can use some other tools that are available. Like, for instance, with Canva, they have a magic write that's built in, and it gives me the ability to do some more research like that. The research is important, and that can set you apart from the competition. When you're building your business plan, you want to make sure that you don't miss something and have an oh whoops. By having a detailed set of guidelines and you have documented sources to go to, you got a much better chance of getting something you can really use and contributes to the bottom line.
Nice. And look, we've got some comments. Greg's here. Greg says, good morning, Greg Sneed. These all the way from West Coast in LA, and
Hi, Greg.
perplexing. Greg. Let's see. There, Sharon's here. This is my niece, and she says her day. Heather, she's was at the up to the hospital. She said today is 1399. Well, Sharon Hoffmeister, that means 1,399 consecutive shows every day on the internet for her personal business.
Nice.
She's
Congratulations.
thesharonhoffmeister.com, and she sells makeup and beauty things and jewelry and all sorts of cool stuff. But she's been online. It's like, I'm so proud of her. What a tremendous job. Never missed a day for almost tomorrow will be 1,400. How about fun?
That's wonderful. Sounds like Sharon is a stark raving entrepreneur herself.
She is a stark raving entrepreneur. She is.
Good for you, Sharon.
Ted Legal says, hey, everybody. Thanks, Jay. You're welcome. Ted, glad to have you here. This is great. And I want to encourage anybody else to jump in here. And if you have a question like I've got, it's a good time to ask it. And now we're moving into, you showed how to generate a marketing plan and get the outline to do a marketing plan using Perplexity. How cool is that? And then the next thing is this right here, generative AI, text to pictures, how that works. Shall we go into that, talk about what that is? Because people have heard about making pictures and other things like that with AI. Well, I want to make a picture with AI. Hold on just 1 minute. Someone else has got a question here. Oh, Ted's listening from the hospital. Well, between Heather in the hospital, Sharon's daughter, you're welcome. And I'm sure she's going to get better. And Ted, God bless you guys. And I pray that you will get healthy soon and out of the hospital. Thank you for coming. So here we go. Generative AI, text to pictures, talk to me, Terry.
Yes, indeed. Well, this is something that's pretty exciting because often we need pictures when we're developing that marketing plan. We're putting it together and we need that when we're doing presentations. As a professional speaker, we've often wondered, how are we going to get these pictures? What can we do? Now, you don't want to take a picture that is someone else's. They own it. It's their copyright. You can get in trouble with that, even if it weren't the law, which I'm glad that it is. But if it weren't the law, it would be wrong to steal something from somebody else. But you can now create your own and do that in some mighty interesting ways using certain tools. Let me go back here and show you what we've got on this as I stretch this out a little bit here, make this here. There we go. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bounce over to someone that you might know called Canva. Now, many of us are using Canva. I like it particularly because I'm not a graphics person, but I love Canva in that they do it for me. And here's something I did recently. I'm going to show you how to do this, but look at this. I just typed in there, 2 men working on a laptop computer smiling, and it generated these pictures for me. And I put down here below.
Let's make sure I'm seeing it. I'm still seeing Perplexity.
Oh, you are? Okay. Yeah. Well, then let's see. What can we do here? Oh, you know what we might need to. Thanks for letting us know on that, Jay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over here and let's see. I think I just stopped that. So I'm going to go back in here, share the screen. And this is part of the fun of it. We're going to select window and I want to share the Canva. Here we go. And window.
And there's my motto, never let the computer win.
That's right. The computer doesn't win. We're going to make sure we do it. I'm going to click on here. I want that, and I'll share it. And now, Jade, I appreciate you standing by. Do we now have that on the screen? Canva.
There we go.
Yes, indeed. That's good. And by the way, those of you that are watching this, notice what you do. When you're working with computers, you are going to have whoops and things happen. Just get ready for it. Welcome to planet Earth. It works that way here. And you want to be able to adapt and adjust. Well, let me show you what you can do with Canva that is nothing short of amazing. Right down here, they've got all kinds of apps. This is where they are really sparkling, and they've got this now in Canva. There's one down here that, like, here's one you can draw your own QR codes, go to Google Drive, YouTube, etc. But this one right here is what I want. It's text to image. And what I want to do is I'm going to create some text to images here. And the way I'm going to do that, look at this. Now I'm going to put in here 2 women working on a laptop computer, one pointing to the screen. Notice what I'm doing. I'm literally typing in those words. That's what I want it to do and what I want it to say. So I'm going to go down here, click on, oh, and it asked me the style that I want. Well, I'm going to click on here for this style. I could have a couple others, whatever I might want. A photo, actually photo I think would be good. So I'm going to use photo. Aspect ratio, I'm going to make it like this so that it's more horizontal, and click on create your image. Look how easy that is. Even a guy like me can figure this one out. So I'm going to click on that. And when I do, it takes a few minutes here. Notice the, Jay, do you notice down there in the lower section, it's now building here across on the thermometer?
Mhm.
There it is. And you can see a little bit has already come up on that. Here we go, 2 women, and there we are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and let's say I'm going to eliminate these pictures I had before. I got results with computers. I kind of like that. But I'm looking at these 4 pictures that it gave me. Amazing. I'm going to take this, bring this one over here, put it in there. Let's make it a little bit smaller and put it right up there. Because I'm working with Canva, hey, this works really well. And I can move it around like that. Look what I have just done. I've created pictures that are legal to use. I'm not stealing from anyone else. I created these. I could put some other graphics in here and some things like that. And look how fast I did that. This is because the power of AI is out there to help you. These pictures are good enough for me to use in a professional presentation. Slides for a keynote or PowerPoint presentation.
Really?
I could use them in handouts. I could do some amazing things with this. And this is just one example of the ease of use with producing that. And Canva is just one example of how to do it. There are several other tools out there like Mid-Journey. You might want to write that down. Mid-Journey.
Mid-Journey. I'm gonna put that in comments here. Mid-Journey.
Mid-Journey is a good one. Stable Diffusion. Stable Diffusion is another one. And one that I've been very impressed with lately is coming out with some extraordinarily good techniques is called Runway ML. Runway ML, the ML is in machine language.
Runway ML.
ML are also alternatives to using Canva that give you the opportunity to do, well, quite a few good things. And that's just one example of how you can use this as an entrepreneur to make sure you're able to legally and easily come up with the ideas you need. Canva gives you even more tools for creating presentations, for doing a lot more, and you've got a whole host of opportunities there. Those folks over in Australia with Canva have come up with a really good program, and they're not giving me any money for this. We're paying customers ourselves, and if they want to give me some money, that's fine too.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, stark raving entrepreneur that I am.
When you start getting money from them, tell them to call me next.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I would
By
say,
the way, look at what I put up there. Mid-Journey, Stable Diffusion, Runway ML. Is that correct? That's
yes, the
three
way you
things?
have it, and Runway ML is as one word, so that's okay. You'll see if you just type those into Google, it will come up and show you the exact links to use on that. So just the way Jay has put this in here, for those of you watching this either live or recording, you can type it in that way, and Google will be able to point you to the right place. Those are just other examples. And rather than being overwhelmed with it, because there's so many choices, I would say most of us know Canva. Start with that. Start with what we showed you here using the text to image, TTI.
What about movies? I just threw you a curve.
Yeah.
Are they able to create? Are you in the make movies kind of world of this yet? There's Canva in that?
We have been doing a lot. Canva has a little bit to do that, and we're coming along. We're not there yet, but it's starting to do more. There's a lot of developments that are out there that are taking video and creating it. There's some tools out there that can give you the ability to create your own videos with different kinds of software, different kinds of pictures in the background. And so we're in the early stages on that. It's not something that we're doing a lot with, but it is definitely coming on stronger. Right now, I think the audio has progressed even farther in that now we have people using audio with tools like Murf.ai, that's
Yes.
MURF.ai, that can take a voice that sounds like a real human being. You can give it the text and have it read that voice. Here's the even better news for entrepreneurs. You can do that in several different languages. There's a lot of competition on the internet for people speaking English. You might
Hmm.
put out something that's really good, but hey, there's a lot of competitors using English that are saying similar things. But if you take that really good piece of content that you had, maybe it was voice, maybe it was text that you had, feed that into some tools like Murf or others that are out there that are really, really good. One that I'm using that I really like a lot is called 11 Labs, and that's spelled out Eleven, 11 Labs, and it gives you the
11, Eleven, like the number 11.
exactly
11 Labs.
labs, and it gives you the ability then to create audio from other voices and in different languages so that you could put something out in Spanish. I'm here in Orlando, so we have a lot of people that speak Spanish, a lot of people from Brazil speaking Brazilian Portuguese. I can take what I've got, turn it into that language, and they'll be able to understand that and be able to start using it and do business with me, plus
So
specific other places.
I used Murph for my narration on a animation I did with packaging systems. I've shown it on previous things, but we did an animation, and then when we got to the point where we were doing words and sound and narration, we ended up using Murph and picking the the correct voice and intonation. We were able to adjust emphasis and that sort of thing. So I'm a Murph fan right off the bat for sure.
Yeah, I really like what they've got. One thing I really like about it, you can give them something like $5 and then keep that right there. So that it gives you a chance to play around with some things and try it. It might be you try it this month. Oh, got busy with those other things. No problem. It's still there next month. And you put a little bit more if you want. I like the way that they're doing it as a business. I think Murph is good. I love 11. I'm paying $5 a month for a plan that gives me the ability to create a lot. And by the way, here's another thing we can do. Jay, we can have you give us 60 seconds, 90 seconds of some recording of your voice. We got plenty of that. And it can clone your voice. So
Murph
that
could do
way,
that. Is that Murph?
Murph does that as well.
And I
And that,
haven't used that. Maybe that would be good because I was kind of wanting to use my voice, but I would love to. I'm going to go back in there. What I did is I paid for a month and got everything out that I needed. It has a free version. I hang on to it and then jump in there and pay when I need, a little bit more. So it's
oh yeah. And
very
think about this.
inexpensive.
We can take those articles that you wrote, say 5 years ago, that was really good. And that
Hmm.
one you wrote, Jay, it was really outstanding, but it was just text. Now we can convert that to audio in your voice.
I
Once
like
they've
it.
got your voice on there, now you can use that. Now, some people say, wait a minute, that could be kind of scary. Yeah, it can. Because what if I get Jay's voice, because there's a lot of examples of his voice, and I put out something with Jay saying it sounds like Jay, sounds exactly like Jay, but it's saying things that are absolutely abominable, despicable, that Jay would never say. And I'm thinking, Jay, I can't believe you would say that. That's just
Hmm.
horrible. But this is something we have to be aware of. This is the world as it exists. We can say, well, there ought to be a law against it. Dandy, try that, Sparky, and see how they're going to take care of that over in China or in Russia or North Korea.
Yeah,
No, in
really.
the real world, this is how it is. So we need to now adjust and adapt to it, saying we need AI to help us protect us against other AI. So you can go in there and go, wait a minute, that's 95.7% correct, but it's not the real Jay Skinner that we know, because we know Jay would never say those things that were there on that art, on that thing, but also it's not quite right, and then we make a stand for that. And so we're in a new world. There's a lot of good. There's also some cautions, some things we need to be aware of. And I would say embrace it. Get ready for some good things coming your way.
And let's see, we got some more comments. Ted said, if I wanted to watch this later, do you have a YouTube page? Yes, yes, I do. Um, and there you go. You just go to YouTube and do @JSkinner, and you'll find the whole playlist. That's the best place. Or you go to my website, thejskinner.com, and there's a tab there to take you to that playlist. Let's see whatever else. Ted, while you're in the hospital, I appreciate you watching us. This is great. I'm glad you think it's informational. That's the idea. While we're here, I want everybody to know they can get in touch with Terry right here. Terry's very accessible. I'm the same way. When you do stuff like this, you open yourself up to texts and calls and everything else that maybe you don't want. But I'll tell you what, for one text or call or something that I get that I don't want, for the other people that can now get a hold of us, I prefer being transparent. I think you do too. That's the idea, Terry.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And so you can just go to Terry at Terry Brock. And those of you who might be catching this on audio only, it's Terry can be spelled a couple of different ways. It's Terry, and Brock is spelled the right way, Brock. So it's terrybrock.com. You'll get all the information over there.
Absolutely. And Terry, this was good. We just did a whoop right through very quickly and got a lot of good information. And right now, just to review, one is if they want to do the marketing plan, we recommend that they get started and try perplexity.com. And we showed them about that. And they said a good place to start if you're trying to make some pictures is canva.com. And both of these have either low cost or free versions you can play
Yes.
with and get in. And then if you want to add features, that's very reasonable. And most of the time, if you pay monthly, you can pay for a month, get what you want, and then back it back down.
Exactly. It's a very nice plan. I think that's a good way for many of us businesses to operate. Give people a chance to try you out at a slower rate. They get a little bit of it, but then when they sign up for the full thing, they get even more. But they want to test it. They want a taste of it, see what it's like. I would recommend that. Go for it and have some fun. If we can help you out, by all means, get in touch with us.
So, thank you, everyone, guys, everything, guys. Appreciate you both. Yes.
We
Ted.
appreciate you, Ted. And if you're there in the hospital, I don't know if you're visiting or if you're in the
He's in
hospital.
the hospital. I know he is.
Oh, he is? Okay. Well, then, Ted, we wish you a rapid healing on that. And listen
Yes.
to what those doctors and nurses, those wonderful people in medicine have to say.
Amen to that. So, Terry, thank you again for coming. If you don't
An honor
mind,
to be
I'm
with
going
you,
to
Ted.
say, jump back in the green room. Please just don't eat that green melon. I particularly like that. And I actually got some Dorito chips I like and some punch. But after the show, I'm going to come back. Maybe we can sit down and visit
Sounds like a good
back in
idea.
the green room. Okay.
Jay, thank you very much. It's an honor to be with you, sir.
See you later. Thanks for coming. Bye now.
Bye.
And everybody, that was the Buyers and Sellers Show. We're up and down in 35, 40 minutes. It was a great show. And, Terry Brock's a legend. Oh my gosh. You got something that you can take home. And I'm going to get off real quick because I want you to type perplexity.com and type in canva.com and experiment and see just what could happen if you did some of this AI questions, we call them prompts, to find either information in an outline like he demonstrated for the marketing plan, or you can ask it some questions to create a picture. And these are pictures that you can use in your own marketing material or whatever you want. Or if you want to picture, a family picture, I guess you could say, give me a family picture and put me in it. And then now you got a family. How fun is that? Everyone will love you. I'm so thankful that you're with us, that you come every Friday. This is the Buyers and Sellers Show. I'm thejskinner.com. There's how you get in touch with me too. And I just want to click on that. So if you do want to get in touch, there's all my information. Give me a call, give me an email. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. And we'll see you next Friday, same time, same channel. Bye now. See you next week. Thanks for coming.